Do you realize that there is a thought pattern in your mind that is keeping you from developing a consistent Bible reading habit? And we are going to overcome that today. Now, in case you and I haven't met yet, I'm Keith Farron, your Bible coach. My passion is helping you move from should to want when it comes to reading, studying, and enjoying the Bible. So if that sounds good to you, you're going to want to click that little button down there so that you don't miss a video. Now, most of what you'll see on this channel are Bible study tools, Bible study resources, methods, or actual Bible studies, presentations, everything, reviews, all that stuff. Today, I want to take a little bit different turn and look at your mind. When it comes to developing a consistent, enjoyable, life-giving Bible reading habit, for so many of us, it just feels like something unattainable. I mean, have you ever had these thoughts go through your head? I'll never be consistent in reading the Bible. I've tried so many times and I'm consistent for like 2 or 3 weeks and then I fall off, or I just can't understand what's in the Bible. Or, man, that person seems so much further ahead than I am. Or, man, I've been in the church a long time. Maybe this Bible study thing just isn't for me. Or I'm brand new to the Bible and I'm completely overwhelmed. I have no idea even where to start. So many times we've got these thoughts that are keeping us, holding us back from being consistent, from developing that Bible reading habit. And while your method, your approach, the people that you talk with, so much of what I cover on this channel is massively important, well, so is your mind. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately because I've been reading a book called The Gap and the Gain, and it's not a Christian book. It is really a business book, but the principle in there is something that I have taught in my Bible Life community, my online Bible study community, that is something that is so powerful and so simple, but so missed by so many people. This idea of the gap and the gain, as simply as I can put it, is we've got an ideal of what we're striving for. We've got a goal, whether that goal is I'm going to read the Bible in a year, or I'm going to study this book of the Bible really deeply, or I'm going to learn everything I can know about King David, or about Jerusalem, or about some topic like peace or patience. And we have this goal of what we're going to do. And when we miss that goal, or when we have a day when we don't read or whatever, we're reminded of how far we still have to go. That's the gap. And we rarely look back at how far we've come. I mean, let's take, for instance, that you say that I'm going to read the Bible 4 days a week. And then you read 4 days a week, maybe even read five, and you're going along for a few weeks. And then you have a week where your kid gets sick, you get sick, something comes up, work gets busy, or you just don't do it. And what happens? We so often look at, well, I said I was going to read 4 days a week. Man, I'm never going to be consistent. And we start looking at this, at the gap. We focus on the gap instead of looking back and saying, wait a minute. I said that I was going to read 4 times a week. And for 3 weeks, I did. In fact, the second week, I read 5 days or 6 days and focusing on the gain. One of the ways that Dan Sullivan and Ben Hardy put in this book that has been so helpful is the research that's been done on the people who measure their goals backwards. They measure the gain, actually fill the gap more consistently and quicker than people who measure against how far they still have to go. So often in our culture, we are just kind of conditioned to measure the gap, right? We look at setting a goal and we've kind of got this thermometer or whatever that shows us how far we still have to go. And if that thermometer doesn't move, if it's moving fast, man, we can see we're focusing on the gain because we see how fast it's moving. But if it slows down even for a little bit, we don't measure the little bit that it did grow. We just look at how big that gap is. And this idea of measuring backwards, again, is something that I have built into our life in the Bible Life community. So if you could use a community of people to read and study the Bible with, then check it out. I've got a link down below. The Bible Life community is an online Bible study community where we read, study the Bible together. I go live every week. We have questions, we have conversations. It's just a fantastic community if you could use some help with that. But within that, there is a resource that I want to give you. And that resource is called the monthly recap. Now, the monthly recap is something that I developed a couple years ago for the community. And I'll make the screen just a little bit bigger so you can see here there's the gap in the gain. But this is the monthly recap is the CAP, the starting by looking at the gain, starting by celebrating the successes, starting by looking at what went well. And then, only then, do we move on to the A, assessing the challenges. What didn't go well? What was a challenge? And is there a reason? Because when you begin by measuring the gain, when you begin by measuring the success and celebrating that puts you in a mindset where you can assess the challenges without feeling defeated. You can assess the challenge with a mindset of problem solving, a mindset of looking for the solution rather than being defeated by the gap. And so we celebrate first, and then we assess the challenges. And as we've done that, we then plan your progress. Man, when it comes to building a regular, life-giving, enjoyable Bible reading habit, I think there is no greater tool that you could use than something, whether you create it yourself, whether you download it. I've got a link down below where you can get this one for free. This one page, you can just print off some blank ones, use it every month, every quarter, whatever, but some way of looking back, measuring what you want to achieve by how far you've come. And then the next month, how far have I come? And the next month, how far have I come? When you're constantly looking at the gain, your mind will be able to honestly assess the problems, the challenges, and make a plan for your progress. Right? We all need a plan. You may have heard me say it before, but every vision requires a plan. Without a plan, a vision is just a dream. And I hope that you will use a monthly recap as a way for you to start measuring the gain instead of always looking at the gap, so that you can build that daily reading habit. So I hope that this video has been helpful to you. If it has, if you know somebody else who has a tendency to compare, a tendency to look at the gap instead of the gain, and share this video with them, like this video, comment, let me know what you found has been helpful for building a Bible reading habit. Or you can even put your questions in the comments of videos you'd like me to create here on this channel. I get most of my ideas from you. When you tell me what you're struggling with, what resource you want me to look at, that is what causes me to create a video, because I want to serve you so that you can start enjoying the Bible like never before. All right, I will see you in the next video, and you might want to watch one of the videos right there. All right, see you next time.